Hello guys,
I'm Rowan.
and I'm Miguel.
This is a tutorial on how to make a clean shooter game in Scratch 3.0.
This isn't a 3D game, so if that's what you're looking for, we are sorry, but you can always stay. This is the first part out of 3 parts. In this part, we will be doing the shooting, and we will also be doing the movement.
Let's create a new project and
Let's get started.
first, name your project Shooter Game.
You can name it whatever you want, but this is what we're going to be calling it for the purposes of this video.
Now, we're going to be getting rid of Scratch Cat and replacing him with Miguel.
Miguel! You may see those move blocks over there, but instead of using those to move, we're going to use variables.
Delete this old my variable and make 2 new ones. One, call it X velocity. Make sure it's for this sprite only. Make the second variable Y velocity. Make sure this one is also for this sprite only.
Go to events. When green flag clicked, set both of the velocities to 0. This is to make sure that the variables are not preset. Drag a forever loop. Inside of it, put change x velocity times 0.8. Now grab a change y block. Grab another times block and change it by y velocity times 0.8. This makes the character a little bit slower. You can always set the variables to something else.
Put an if statement in the forever loop. In the if statement, go to the sensing category and take out a key space pressed. Replace space with left arrow. If you want to use A instead of left arrow, that's fine. But if you want to use both, you could drag out an OR block and you could add them together and make it say left arrow or A. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to be using left arrow. Now, go back to your variables and drag out set X velocity to -3.
Hover your mouse where it says if. Right click to try duplicating it and click the duplicate option. Put that under the first if, not inside. Change key left arrow to right arrow. And now change X velocity to -3 to 3. This should give basic left and right movement. And this is looking splendid.
Now it's time for up and down movement. Now you duplicate what we just did, but instead of using X velocity, we use Y velocity. For the first if statement, we change it to say up arrow. Then we say 3. For the last statement, we make it say down arrow, and we change it to say -3.
Let's test it. And wow, this is looking good. But you may have noticed one slight issue while testing. You may have seen that even if you don't click a button, it still keeps going. So there's an easy way to fix that. Grab an if statement and put it above all the movement. Now, put it if not by going to operators and then go duplicate a key and then select the drop down menu and it should say any. Click that. And then you can duplicate the X velocity and Y velocity to 0 and put that inside of the if statement.
Let's test it. This
Whoa,
looks amazing.
that's amazing.
This is very smooth movement. We need to point it toward them. This is for later purposes. You'll see. Don't worry about it for now. Grab a point towards and change it to mouse pointer.
It might already be preset for you. Put it inside the forever loop.
But what's a shooter game without the bullets? Let's add some bullets. Make a new sprite, click the brush tool, click the square tool, and make a bullet. Zoom in really close. Make sure you can see the center cross icon. Start at the top left corner, hold shift, and drag it to the bottom right. You can change your color to whatever you want, but we're going to change it to red. Once you're done, drag it to the middle and make sure it locks onto the icon. Now, go back to the code and change the name to bullet. Drag in when green flag clicked, hide. Now, you're going to drag out a forever loop. In the forever loop, put an if statement. Go to sensing and put mouse down ? In the if statement, you're going to put wait 1 second. Change the wait to 0.1. Now, you're going to drag create clone of myself. We say 0.1 so when you're shooting the bullets, it doesn't look like you're shooting a machine gun.
Drag at a go to random position. This won't be useful, so change it to player. Put that above the if statement, not inside of the if statement. Now, drag a when I start as a clone. You'll find this in control. Now, under that, drag a show. You'll find this in the looks. Go to motion and use a point and direction block. It should be preset to 90. Then go to sensing. Drag a block that says backdrop hashtag of stage. Click the drop-down menu where it says stage and choose Miguel. You should see the first thing switch to exposition. Change that to direction. Now put a forever loop below it. And inside, put a repeat until. In the designated repeat until area, go to sensing and take out the touching mouse pointer block. Change that to touching edge and now put it into the designated repeat until area. In there, go to motion and then place a move 10 steps. Below the whole thing, put a delete this clone, which you can find in control.
And now we test.
Wow, it can shoot and it can move at the same time. The whole reason we made it point towards the mouse pointer was so we can move the mouse pointer around and they can shoot wherever you place the mouse pointer.
This is all for part 1 for the video.
Thanks for watching.
And you
And
guys
you guys
definitely
definitely
use
use
some
some
scratch
scratch
abilities.
abilities.